What's up, guys? Welcome back to DCA. So, have you been invested in Chainlink or another similar project with great fundamentals that you know is a significantly better project than many of the others that you've watched pumping the entire bull market while your investment just sits there and hasn't really done much? Today, we're going to talk about this phenomena. We're going to be talking about Chainlink today, but you could realistically apply this to any project which has demonstrated strong fundamentals. Although, in my opinion, this is more applicable to Chainlink than many other coins and tokens out there for the reasons I'm going to discuss today. So, guys, the first thing I want to say is this. This topic was first presented by Upside Down Data. They are, in my opinion, one of the best crypto YouTube channels if you're interested in getting rid of all of the hype, getting rid of all of the hyperbole, and just getting down to the numbers and the data behind this asset class. There's so many hype channels out there. There's so many channels that, operate under the pretense of being data driven. There are very few that really simply focus on the numbers. And this is one of those channels, Upside Down Data. It's clearly is not it's not a paid promotion. No one's paying me to promote their YouTube channel. Trust me. This is simply, they're one of my favorite channels. And, I think you guys, if you enjoy this channel, I think there's a natural extension onto their channel. I think you would enjoy it as well. So I'm going to leave a link to their channel down below. So what we're going to be talking about is an article written in the Journal of Financial and Quantitative Analysis. So this article was written back in January 2016, entitled Sentiment and the Effectiveness of Technical Analysis, Evidence from the Hedge Fund Industry. Okay, so you may be wondering to yourself, how is that possibly applicable to Chainlink and what we're doing now? Well, it's not so much that the article is directly applicable, it's more so the concepts behind the article. Without going too deeply into what the results were, we'll just sort of broadly lay out, what the findings are and how this can be applied to your analysis of the cryptocurrency asset class. So just looking at the niche within the cryptocurrency asset class that Chainlink operates, so in other words, the Oracle sector, Chainlink has, quite frankly, a stronger stranglehold on that sector of the industry than any other cryptocurrency within its own sector. We've talked about this before, but let's quickly look at the Oracle coins by market cap. Okay, so we have $7.6 billion on Chainlink. And then if you take every single other Oracle service and you add up their market cap, it doesn't even come to 20% of the market cap of Chainlink. So what that indicates or demonstrates to you is just quite frankly, the stranglehold that Chainlink has on the Oracle game. And the reason for that is what I want to discuss today. Okay, so we're going to talk about the article now. And rather than going into the exact methodology and, all of the numbers of the results they found, we're going to simply talk broadly about what they found and how we can turn this into actionable information and use this in our own investment strategy. So, broadly speaking, the findings were that during the setting of a bull market, technical analysis becomes significantly more important than fundamental analysis. And in the setting of a bear market, technical analysis becomes significantly less useful, and fundamental analysis becomes by far the most important factor in assessing an asset. Now, why is this? Think about a bull market. Think about the recent bull market from 2021 during the parabolic phases of the market. What do we see? We see numerous coins with dubious fundamentals at best. Think of meme coins here, just as an example, but it's not limited to meme coins. Think of numerous examples of these low fundamental, essentially, cryptocurrencies with no use case, cryptocurrencies that have, think of how many assets out there that people get rug pulled on, for instance. So people are just FOMOing in to anything, just hoping that it will go up. And because of this, essentially charts become a graphical representation of human psychology. And I don't mean this figuratively. I do mean we see repeating patterns over and over and over again. And these are simply human psychology demonstrating itself. Okay. So that's why technical analysis becomes so important. And we see the prices being, driven up with no fundamental basis behind them. In the setting of a bull market, there becomes something called overpricing. Okay. So you have speculative investors coming into the market and buying assets that are simply, less valuable, that have less fundamentals behind them. You can think of in this market cycle, you could think of things like the meme coins, for instance. So, you have a large group of retail investors. So, in general, and this does not apply to everyone clearly, in general, you have more people coming in who are less informed about the market, and they are simply FOMOing into less valuable assets, assets that very likely will not be around in the future. And you see this with the proliferation of YouTube channels that are pushing, that have titles like 20x altcoin, things like that. And these channels typically tend to do very well. And it's for this exact reason. I think they go hand in hand. It's just like if we head into a long bear market, many of those channels will likely switch away from doing cryptocurrency videos into doing something else because, there will be no market for that type of thing. No one will be there to watch advertising 100x altcoins during the bear market because there will be no 100x altcoins or 20x or 10x. Everything will be heading down. What they find in the article is also during the setting of a bear market, what becomes important is the fundamentals behind an asset. In that thinking, if you look at Chainlink did not, strictly speaking, in the bull market did not do very well. It just didn't. And that was because Chainlink was already acquired during the bear market. You had this asset with extraordinarily strong fundamentals with an absolute iron death grip on its own niche within the cryptocurrency asset class. And therefore, the fundamentals were what mattered about Chainlink. And to me, that's a strong long-term outlook predictor. Whereas, as we said, in the setting of a bull market, things like Shiba Inu and, Dogecoin, I hate to name drop coins, but, quite frankly, they're meme coins. But I think it goes to speak about the overall speculative type market that you see proliferating in the setting of a bull market. So I think that's why you see things like your meme coins and a lot of these projects, these significantly less fundamentally strong projects doing well in the setting of a bull market. And I know that's frustrating to people. So this whole thing sort of speaks to the outlook of the cryptocurrency asset class that we take on this channel. And that is, we're not here to invest in meme coins. We're not here to invest in, assets that aren't going to be around, come the next market cycle. We are trying to identify the strongest assets and go into those coins during the bear market. And then, when the next bull market comes, then we can sell the profits from, the asset that we believe in and sort of move at least temporarily into the more speculative assets and ride that wave up. And then once things start looking shaky again, we've basically exited our positions out of our speculative coins and we're moving back into the assets that we have long-term belief in based on their fundamentals, not based on, market overpricing in the setting of a bull market. Okay. So, I wanted to specifically talk about Chainlink today because I just, I feel like a lot of people can't understand why Chainlink has done so poorly relatively poorly in the setting of this bull market. If you just go back to August of 2020, we're sort of sitting right at this attempted breakout that we had back then. And realistically, we're right where we were back at the beginning of 2021. So to that point, when we say that fundamentals matter and, in the setting of a bear market, let's take a look at Chainlink during the bear market. So, we had our crash in January of 2018. The whole market crashed and pretty much nothing did well during this time. But remember, we're saying fundamentals are what you want to be looking for in the setting of a bear market. And if we look at during this time from, June 2018 all the way through, and we'll just go to basically the beginning of 2020, Chainlink was up 3,000% during that time. I challenge you to find many other coins that were up 3,000% in the setting of the bear market that was 2018 all the way through the beginning of 2020. And I can assure you, not many things were. And in fact, by mid 2020, Chainlink was up 13,000%. So, this just speaks to the fact that investors, not speculators, because there were no speculators or no significant quantity of speculators during this time, believed in Chainlink. During the time when everything else was selling off, investors believed in Chainlink. And I think this speaks to that fact. So, based on the findings of the article indicating that technical analysis becomes important during the setting of a bull market, in other words, speculative coins with very little fundamental strength behind them can outperform things like Chainlink when a bull market is going on. But those things are going to be down 99% once the bear market gets going. So, it's just worth taking into consideration when things are looking troubling, when the market's looking troubling. It just goes to show there's value in moving towards your assets like Chainlink, like Bitcoin, things like that have a lot of strong fundamentals behind them and are assets that are truly dominating their sector of the cryptocurrency asset class, rather than things that quite simply you're just hoping will still be around. That's going to be it for this one, guys. Remember, go check out Upside Down Data. I'm going to leave a link to their videos in the description below. They are a data analysis driven channel, and I truly think if you enjoy this channel, you'll enjoy their channel as well. Until next time, as usual, see you.